Hi, VencoreWeather.com meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Wednesday, May 13th. What a difference 24-hour makes. Very refreshing morning here in the Mid-Atlantic region compared to yesterday morning at this same time. Temperatures way down in the low to mid-50s this morning with a refreshing northwest breeze. It'll stay very nice not only today but right through the rest of the work week. Right through the day on Friday we ought to have comfortable temperatures and humidity levels. In fact, overnight temperatures tonight will drop way down into the 40s in most suburban locations along the I-95 corridor. Quite a chilly air mass. In fact, here's the latest surface map. This is the same air mass in a modified format that affected the Rockies and the Northern Plains over the weekend. Of course, they had some serious snowfall out in places like western South Dakota, Wyoming, and Colorado. This is the air mass that helped to cause that snow, now has moved into the eastern part of the U.S., anchored by a cool Canadian air mass. There's a kind of a secondary cold front that will come through the region during the day today. The first cold front came through later yesterday, and in fact it was quite an improvement at the end of the day compared to the early part of the day on Tuesday. This will usher in even cooler air, and again, overnight lows tonight should drop way down in the 40s in most suburban locations right here along the I-95 corridor. Well, here's the latest visible satellite imagery loop from the Penn State E-Wall site. Just a few frames here since the sun has been up, and it's a rather typical scene when you have northwest winds here in the northeastern part of the country. Wind produces some clouds up here in the mountains, and generally those clouds dissipate south and east of the mountains. However, I do expect a mix of clouds and sunshine east of the mountains here from D.C. across to Philadelphia into New York City. A nice day, certainly. A refreshing northwest breeze, very comfortable humidity levels, and a mix of clouds and sunshine. High temperatures generally confined to the 60s this afternoon compared to way up in the 80s on a Tuesday afternoon. Well, let's take a look at some computer forecast maps for the upcoming several nights. We'll look at this evening, Wednesday evening, and go all the way through Sunday evening at 24-hour increments. All of this from TropicalTidbits.com website from last night's 0Z GFS model run. This, again, is a forecast map for this evening, Wednesday evening. Canadian high pressure, 1034 millibar center here over the upper Great Lakes, dominating the scene in the northeastern part of the country. And as long as this high is in place, and it will be right through the day Friday, we'll have decent weather here in the northeastern part of the country. By this weekend, that high pulls off the coast, and that ushers in more humid and warmer air and somewhat unsettled conditions for the upcoming weekend. But a very nice night tonight. That secondary cold front passes through by this evening, and again, overnight lows will go way down into the 40s in suburban locations up and down the I-95 corridor to the north and west of the big cities. Well, here's the forecast map for tomorrow evening, Thursday evening, 24 hours later. Notice that high pressure jumps from the Great Lakes to right along the I-95 corridor. It'll be another very pleasant day on Thursday, followed by a chilly night Thursday night. Again, there can be some 40s later Thursday night into the early part of Friday. Probably not quite as prevalent as what I expect late tonight and early tomorrow morning. Nonetheless, that high is still in control as we head to the end of the work week. Now here's the forecast map for Friday evening, and Friday is kind of a transition day between the beautiful weather expected today and tomorrow and somewhat unsettled weather for Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday. And the main reason, again, is the movement of that high pressure. By Friday night, it's off the East Coast, and that gives up its grip of protection over the Mid-Atlantic region, opens the door for a southwesterly flow of warmer and more humid air into the I-95 corridor. For the most part, Friday should remain dry. There should be increasing clouds, and there can be a shower or two at the end of the day or Friday night as that high pulls even farther away from the East Coast. Well, here's the forecast map 24 hours later for Saturday evening. By this time, that high is well off the East Coast, and certainly there are scattered showers here up and down the I-95 corridor, especially to the west and north of the Route I-95 here. But I don't expect a total washout on either day, Saturday or Sunday. Certainly warmer and more humid conditions, and there can be a shower or a thunderstorm at pretty much any time, but not at all a total washout. Let's now jump ahead to 24 hours later to Sunday evening. And here we go. By Sunday evening, not much change from Saturday evening. That high sitting in the same position off the East Coast. Southwesterly flow of warm and humid air into the northeastern part of the country. And again, the GFS is depicting some shower activity, mainly confined to Route I-95 and points north and west in suburban locations, for example. But again, not a total washout, but there can be a shower or a thunderstorm at just about any time, it looks like, during the upcoming weekend. And all that follows spectacular weather for Wednesday and Thursday, and even into the day on Friday as we close out the work week. That's it for now. For VencoreWeather.com, I'm meteorologist Paul Dorian.